College football's national title game has been all about Clemson and Alabama the last couple of years, which has been great. But I'm not sure that we'll remember specific championship teams, but I don't think you can say that about this year's LSU team. That national title run feels like a movie. You got a head coach who's a character in the best possible way. You got a quarterback, Joe Burrow, who couldn't win the job at Ohio State and then goes to LSU, finally gives them a legitimate quarterback, and he might have put up the best numbers in the history of the sport at that position. Then you win the title in the Superdome, kind of like a New Orleans fairy tale. And LSU's been here before. They won championships. You go back to 1958. They had Billy Cannon, the Heisman Trophy winner. They went undefeated. But this year's team, they slayed all the dragons that they faced in their schedule. Incredible play at quarterback. They beat Alabama. They stepped up every time they needed to. So congrats to LSU, and I would tell you to go celebrate, but I'm sure that the party is well underway in Baton Rouge and elsewhere in Louisiana. A lot of fun to watch that. Joe Burrow threw 60 touchdown passes this season. And I started to wonder about this because it was a couple of weeks ago where I said LSU's always had talent, certainly at wide receivers, defensive backs, running backs, but they never really had that great quarterback. Good quarterbacks, but not a great quarterback. Joe Burrow threw 60 touchdown passes. That is one more touchdown pass than LSU had over the 4 previous seasons combined.
Stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day. Here comes that what? Stat of the day.
And I thought Clemson had a good game plan early. They were trying to confuse him. They did confuse him. They did go up by 10. And then you had a couple of plays. You had a targeting call. You also had a fumble by Trevor Lawrence. But, you know, the better team did win. I had a gut feeling that Clemson was going to win. They weren't the better team, just had a gut feeling. This one felt like the Texans against the Chiefs. That you build up that lead, but it almost felt like it's a false lead. And you missed opportunities and you don't score touchdowns or you don't even get a field goal and you have some punts where you're on their side of the field. And then all of a sudden you knew LSU's coming. At some point, LSU's coming. And then it came and then you can't stop it. It's a lot like the Kansas City Chiefs. And that was a dominating performance. Jamar Chase can play on my team anytime he wants to. I'll bring him in. If I can't get Joe Burrow, but I better have a high draft pick because Jamar Chase put up 221 yards in the national title game, and that's the most receiving yards in a national title game since 1998. O.J. Howard of Alabama had the previous record in 2015. But it was impressive, and LSU rightfully deserves the national title. But more than that, you're going to look at this team as one of the special teams that we've seen in recent college football history. And Joe Burrow as well. Joe Burrow did everything you wanted for a quarterback to do in a big situation, a big game. It's one of the great years that we've seen in college football history.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.